I'm gonna see if it fixes itself. If it starts like going in and out, like it keeps pausing due to poor connection, and that will drive me absolutely insane. It'll drive me crazy. Can you believe I'm here? It's me. Do you remember me? Good morning. Hi, Anne Marie. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Beth. All right, Instagram people, hang tight. I'm coming back. I'm going to see what we can do about this. Ending it, discard it. I'm going to close out Instagram. I'm going to turn my Wi-Fi off and then turn it on. Okay, go back on Instagram and go live. All right. Not even going to look at it for a second. I am feeling much better. Thank you so much. I actually feel like a person again, which I was starting to forget what that felt like. So, okie dokie. Hi, Marion. Yeah, Instagram appears to be back. So, if that's your preferred way of watching, you can mosey back on over there. Good morning, Rosa. We missed your face last night. Hi, Misty. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, my God. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. I had like 101 fever for 5 straight days, and on the 5th day was when I started school with like an all-day intensive. So it's been trippy. It has been trippy, but I am feeling better. And I don't know if you noticed, but new season, new glasses. What do you think? Hi, Jacinda. Well, thank you, Lisa. The hair's not new. It's like it's not even washed, quite honestly. That's fine. How are you guys? I feel like I haven't seen you in a million years, which is accurate, I think. Um, just real quick before we do numbers of how you're feeling, I will not be here Friday because I am, again, going to be in class all day. But after this week, um, the schedule for Coffee and Magic will be back normally. So, yay! Oh, me too. Me too, Leslie. I'm okay now, but that's a hell of a time. Um, okay, so how are you feeling? Scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being roadkill and 10 being fully animated creature. How are we feeling? We've got a 4, 6, 7.5. Hello, Suzette. 6, 7, 8, 5, 8, 5, 7, 8, 4. Marion's being organized. She's energy 9, physical body 3. It's a good distinction, especially these days, right? 7 and a 9. Okay. All right. We're all over the place, which is fine. How'd that full moon do for you last Friday? Do you remember it? Full moon in Cancer. Lots of feelings. Hi, Roxana. Oh wow, Marie, did you say you're an 11? That's pretty awesome. I would say I'm mid right now. So I'd say like I'm probably, let's say 6, 7. 6, 7. You know, there's some really great things and then like a lot of not great things and like pure fucking insanity things. So, you know, whatever. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be alive. Yeah, Beth, it was an intense one. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Mary Beth. Anna says that moon was super weepy and sleepy. One thing I'm really excited about and happy about is that yesterday we started workshop, and it made me so happy to be in workshop with my friends. So, ooh, Lori slept amazingly last night, maybe a 7. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. Well, you haven't had any coffee and magic cards to yell at you for a minute. So, wow, can you just not even wait? I'm super excited. I haven't touched this deck in what feels like a month. So, well, let's see. My dreams have been whack too. Kate says her dreams have been whack. With capital whack. All right, if you're new here, hello, it's Coffee and Magic time. And I will be pulling some cards to get some insight for you. But here's how it works. Don't ask questions. Don't you ask me any questions. Instead, I'm going to give you 3 things to choose. You choose the one that feels most aligned with you in this moment. And that is how you are going to choose which pull. Let me see here. I've got weird notification. Roxana, don't worry, you did not miss anything. I had not started. We're just chatting for a second when people make their way in. We have a little snow here in PA. It looks like I mean, it's real pretty. Like if we're gonna have snow, this is the one I like because the roads are automatically cleared already, and all the branches have that beautiful clumps of snow crested all over them, and it's just enough where it looks beautiful, but not enough where it's going to issues. So I love that. Yeah, we can do winter things. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Michelle. I'm honestly like, knock on fake wood, but I was shocked that I was able to get Instagram to behave so quickly this morning because where in Connecticut are you, Leslie? So I'm going to be doing stuff from this deck. This is the Wisdom of Avalon deck by Colette Baron Reed. Can you tell that I've been sick? I have not gotten my nails done, and I have been really doing so well at that. Norwalk. I grew up in Stamford. For the longest time, my dad owned a 1-hour photo in Norwalk, Connecticut. I'm super familiar. Hello, neighbor. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right. Let me think of 3 things that are just like appealing to me though this morning. Okay, I think my brain keeps like skipping from so many different ones. Hold on. We're actually gonna do animals this morning. Sorry, Lisa. Hi, Alexa. Hi, Yvonne. Hello from Serbia. Thank you for joining in. We're about to get started. So I'm going to give you guys 3 animals. You think about it, feel into the animal, decide if the animal is like aligned with you, and then choose that one, right? If none of the animals feel good, don't pick anything. Don't force it. Just listen to all 3 and see what resonates, okay? So here are your 3 animals. An Arctic fox, a seal, and a polar bear. See what I did there, Lisa? We did animals and winter things. Actually, sorry, hold on a second. Don't pick. Sorry. Arctic fox, owl, not seal. It's an owl. Okay? Arctic fox, Owl or polar bear? I'm so sorry if that seal was feeling like it for you. It's if you want to pick it, fine. But Arctic fox, an owl, and a polar bear. I can see the owl. I don't know what kind of owl this is. It's the kind of owl that's kind of white with little black speckles. Does anybody know what kind of owl that is? So Arctic fox, an owl, or polar bear. What are you feeling this morning? Snowy owl. Okay. Why was that so difficult, Sarah? Okay, so Arctic fox, snow owl, or snowy owl, and a polar bear. Man, I could have guessed that one, but I'll be honest, my brain is not at full capacity between being sick for so long and school. My brain's like, phew. Lucky to find words. All right, again, Arctic fox, snowy owl, or polar bear. Oh yeah, you like my necklace, Jacinda? My Isis? I actually took a shower this morning because I was like, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I didn't want you to have to smell me through the interwebs. All right, here we go. Here we go. Did everybody pick? It's Arctic fox, snowy owl, and polar bear. Drop it in the comments so I can see. I'm super nosy. All up in your business. All right. This is going to be Arctic fox. 1, 2. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Because I'm ready. I have it here. This is Arctic fox in front of me. Now, as always, regardless of what you chose, just listen to all of them because you never know, right? You never know what's going to hit. Hey, Ron. Ron, are you in PA or are you somewhere warm? I live vicariously through your posts, I'll be honest. All right. So, Arctic fox, snowy owl, or polar bear are the choices this morning. I've got Arctic fox on deck, and we are all ready. Okay? All right. Are you? Yeah, you already said it. Okay, we're just doing it. Okay. So if you chose, okay, so Ron is in Florida. If you chose Arctic fox, here you go. Trust, owl, and restriction. What's your story today, huh? Let's get into it. So trust, owl, and restriction. All right. Restriction has been coming up a lot. You know what I mean? Like it's been steady for a few weeks, I think. And so we're going to talk about that. But trust, owl, and restriction. So here's your story. Perception is coming in really big for you right now because it's kind of like how is your mind blocking you from everything you're actually trying to do? How is your mind blocking you? And what can you do about that? Can you see it? Do you know that it's happening? Restriction is when you feel stuck, right? When you're restricted, it's like tight, can't move, like it's a thing. But oftentimes you're restricted, you're not stuck, you're actually just not loving the choices in front of you. Okay. So instead of saying, I'm stuck, there's nothing I can do, it's like, I'm not moving because I don't like any of the current choices that I have available to me. There's always something you can do. There's always a movement you can make. It just may not be one that you feel like making. Okay. But the perception of being like stuck is you know, it's very world's smallest violin at this point, if you think about it, because you're in control of this. You're driving this ride. And it's time for you to feel led into that and feel empowered by that, right? So if you're feeling the restricted energy, ask yourself again, am I actually restricted and stuck, or do I just not like the choices? And if I don't like the choices, can you just say to yourself, I'm not making a move right now because I don't like any of the choices. I'm going to hold on a second. You are allowed to do that, and it feels better, right? Like, test it out with yourself instead of being like, I'm stuck. I'm not moving because I don't like the current choices. Doesn't that feel better? You know what I mean? So you've got that happening. At the same time, what is this happened here? At the same time, you've got trust in the owl. Okay. The trust card is very similar to just like, oh yeah, trust the process, trust yourself, trust the energy. And that gets very platitudey. You know what I mean? So instead of being like, hey, trust the process, y'all, it's more like, can you just trust yourself a little bit more? You. Can you trust you a little bit more? You don't have to do a whole lot more, just a little bit. Can that be something you put on your list of things to focus on? Trusting me. Because if you think about it, think about yourself. Think about the way that your body responds to energy. Think about the way that in your whole life when you've gotten a feeling about something. How often have you been wrong? Just curious. Everybody, actually, even if you didn't choose Arctic Fox. When you get a feeling about something, you're like, this is good for me, this is bad for me, this is whatever. How often are you wrong when you have that gut feeling? Are you 50% wrong? Are you 60% wrong? 10% wrong? Like, what's your average here on your own gut? I'm pausing so you can answer me. You need to tell me. Misty says not usually wrong. And I'm willing to bet that's most of you, right? Not wrong most of the time. Like, pretty good odds, right? Imagine what would happen if you honed in on that skill for yourself. If you actually said, wow, most of the time my gut is right. So maybe when my gut tells me something today, I'll listen first instead of later. You know what I'm saying? Then we have the owl. What do we need to know about this dude here? An owl has excellent night vision. An owl can swivel his head about 360 and see all angles, all vantage points. And something interesting about our particular owl today, because this is not the owl poll, which is interesting, but owls, for the most part, nocturnal creatures, and they will kind of sit on a tree branch and you know camouflage themselves and just be there all day, and you may never know they're there. You won't even see them, right? That's kind of how you need to be right now as you observe certain situations in your life. Don't interrupt the situation, don't insert yourself. Really pay attention. Pay attention to what's being said. Pay attention to what people are saying, and then conversely, what they're actually doing. Pay attention to the dissonance in energy, okay? Because right now, a lot of people are going through some shit, all of us included, right? But imagine going through what you're going through right now with less self understanding, less support, just kind of spinning like a top, right? What's happening is the dissonance between what people are saying, who they are, what they're doing, and all those things, and what they're actually doing and the energy they're actually giving off is growing. And it's creating lots of interesting waves. Love you, Jen. And right now, watch the waves. Pay attention to what is happening, but do not insert yourself. Observe and report. Okay? There's a lot of word soup for Arctic Fox. I feel like I'm out of practice, but did that resonate for everybody? Did I make sense? Right. Now I'm shuffling for owl. How about that? Good morning, Christine. Thanks, Alexa. Listen, sense was made. That's all I can ask for. As long as we get there. Y'all know I like to meander, but I also like to get to the point eventually in a satisfying way. All right. This is going to be the owl one, the snowy owl. Did you not have your coffee yet? Or are you a coffee person? All right, let's see. Oh. All right. My owl people. Excuse me. Are you ready? Good morning, Meg. Okay. Janelle's ready. Instagram, are you ready? Nicole's ready. All right. Okay, so if you chose Snowy Owl, this is for you. Even if you didn't pay attention, maybe it's for you too. Who knows? All right, so totally different vibes, I would say. We've got the novice, we've got the bard, and we've got risk. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so the novice, the bard, and risk. All right, I mean, this one kind of just tells itself, but I'll tell it for you. Okay, so my Arctic owl friends or my snowy owl friends, you've probably gotten this card before if you have been around Coffee and Magic for a little while. You've probably gotten the bard quite a bit. There was a point in time where somebody was getting it all the time. Was that you, Nicole? But this is all about telling your story. The bard is all about telling your story. And we're going to double down on this message that was probably really prevalent for you like last May. Like it started to become like really loud, like, hey, tell your story. Hey, tell your story. Like, was it write the book? Was it do this? Like, whatever it was, tell your story, tell your story. We're going to kind of piggyback on that and take it a step further. Okay. And here's novice. So beginning something new. This is not just a project, guys. This isn't just a project. It's not like an assignment that's like, oh, you should write this. It should be this many pages. Whatever. That's not the point. And I think it might be the point that's making you feel blocked from going on this journey. Okay. So let's shift the point and figure out what the actual point is. You are creating chapters of your story every moment of your life. Like right now, you're living it. You're being asked to take a little bit more ownership in what you're writing, what you're doing, pen to paper. You're writing your story right now, every day. There's no off time. It's always on. It's always being logged in that book of your life. And now is the time to take creative control. Creative control. You don't like this character? Kill them off. What are you waiting for? Right? Allow the story to proceed in a way that is more pleasing to you. Bring in new characters. Like go on a fucking quest. I don't know, but get going. Make it more interesting. If you don't like the story, you change it. You're the one who's writing it. There isn't some like narrator off stage left that's dictating all of this. It's actually you. Okay? So these two things, that's what that is. And then you have the risk card because it is risky to take control of your story. Because if you agree that you're the one writing this shit, then you also have to agree that you don't like some of the stuff you've written, right? And the thing about, us writing our stories is like we didn't Jesus Christ. That scared the crap out of me. I'm so sorry, guys. I guess this is getting heated. So you better listen. Whew. The thing about you writing your story is that you didn't sit down to write this story of your life from like the end vantage point. You're writing it as you go, which means like, 30 years ago, you were writing at a very different level than you are today. That's normal, right? You started when you learned how to write and you were like making weird sentences, right? Learning how to do it. I'm so sorry that scared you, Misty. It really scared me, like, because I wasn't really making any movements that should warrant um, such drama from my phone. So whatever. But I guess we're emphasizing this whole story situation, right? So anyway, it feels risky because it means you have to take responsibility, and with responsibility means you can't blame shit on anybody else, right? And that seems to be a theme for this year too. And it's not that other people don't affect your life and do like shitty things and all of that. And it's absolutely also not that all of that's your fault. You made that happen to you. I don't ascribe to that either. But there is a balance here. And there is an option here to change your story at any point in time that you want to, as long as you understand that you're not stuck or restricted. Okay? So that's your owl. Excuse me. Oof. I'm gonna shuffle over here so that doesn't happen again. Like, stay still, Instagram. My goodness. All right, this is the last one. It's polar bear. Polar bear. Guys, can I also tell you, I love school. I haven't been in school since 2010. That's when I graduated for the last time. And I love it. This is the first time I've been in school that like every single thing that is coming across the table, I'm like, ooh, love that. We can use that. Like it actually feels pertinent to what I do in life and like what I want to do in life. And it just that's new for me. It makes me super excited. I love it. It is exhausting, but I love it. So I feel like that was a insane and also correct decision on my part. So here's to more of that for 2023. This year even sounds weird. Like 2023 sounds like fake numbers, doesn't it? Like, what? Fake numbers. Just into love school too. That's right. We're ready to learn. I think like college is so wasted on like 20-year-olds. Like, oh man, I got homework to do. I got to take a class. It's like, holy shit, I'd love to take classes again. And I am. I am. Thanks, Cassie. All right, polar bear. What I find so interesting about the cards this morning is that each pull is so uniquely different. They're so uniquely different. We don't have any repeating cards or anything. Amazing. It's amazing. All right. You ready? This is your polar bear. Not for nothing, but have you noticed that like everybody and their brother's mother is doing those like plunging into ice cold water in the morning? Have you noticed that? That's like the most popular thing to do. I'm not trying to knock it. Like if you're doing it and it is delightful for you, then like awesome. But I just think it's fascinating that like 2023 is the year of people like buying feed tubs and plunging into ice water in the morning. It's just wild to me, you know? Yeah. I always say like, which is like, it sounds like kind of a grandma thing to say, but like, I'm like, I wouldn't, you couldn't pay me to be 20 again. Like 20-year-old Sarah, bless, right? But I would take that body in a second. I would run that thing around. That sounds terrible, but it's not true. It's not true. It's a banging bod and a terrible attitude. Yeah, I don't do good with cold. I don't do good with cold. Yeah, no, but it's supposed to like refresh you and like slow down aging and help with a whole bunch of other things. It's there's just no way right now. There's no way for me right now. But I just think it's interesting. A lot of people are doing it. Okay. I don't know if I asked you if you're ready. I think I did. I have your cards. So I'll refocus myself. This is polar bear. We have the cat, the high priestess, and the spider. Ooh, see? So different, right? Even you're looking at these cards like, did you make that sound? Because I did. Hmm, hmm, hmm. All right, let's talk about it. Spider, high priestess, and the cat. So if you chose polar bear, like you were drawn to polar bear, you've got a vibe going right now. And I highly suggest that you continue it. It's pretty delightful. It is a queen bee, like, I don't know. You're feeling yourself and it's good. You're feeling like you're feeling empowered. You feel like it feels like you've done a pretty good job in the past year of like understanding your own boundaries and like what you need and what you don't need and kind of making changes in your life over the past year that have translated to kind of stepping into this year with the boundaries in place, which is probably like it feels really good because you're like, wow, like I have a little bit of bandwidth. You're like, do I have bandwidth? It's like you do because you created it. You created space for you, right? So there's that vibe happening for you. And you might actually, of course, guys are allowed here. Absolutely. Hello, go boy. Um, it actually, what was that thought? Shit, it just like ran away. It's your fault, go boy. Um, all right, let me backtrack and see if we'll get to that again. But anyway, it feels like you've really hit your stride. And oh, here, this is what I was going to say. I got it. It feels a little funny sometimes because there are a lot of people around you who are not in that energy. Like, you know how sometimes I get on here and I'm like, oh, what a day. And there's like always that one person that's like, I'm an 11, like that. That's you. That's you right now. And you're kind of like, I'm an 11. And everyone else is like, got dead legs and is like, and you're like, ooh, I feel super empowered and like I've got my shit together for once. And so I just want to speak to that. You're allowed to. No matter what the collective energy is doing, you're allowed to feel on top of your game at any time. And not only are you allowed, like, it's awesome. Congratulations. But here's the thing, it's not a but, it's an and. Here's the thing, the reason that you're feeling those vibes is because of your boundaries that you've created that have simply allowed you to be in your energy and to really like integrate the work that you've been doing. Okay. You're going to have moments when you're up and down. That's very, very normal. Absolutely. But right now, my polar bear friends, you're in a space of creative, what is that word? You're really tapped into that creative energy. You're tapped into that life force energy, and it's flowing for you. Enjoy the flow. And when the flow feels like it's kind of stopped for a second, don't worry, it hasn't. Everything has to go through cycles, even when it's meant to keep going. Do you see what I'm saying? So, just like the tide ebbs and flows, it goes in and it goes out. You have to allow that for you too. If you are just driving at one speed, like fast, and you don't ever slow down, that's not in balance. That's not actually flow. We might think of flow as something that goes continuously and never stops, but flow is actually following the tides of the earth itself, which means that it goes in and it goes out. And you learn to use the energy that goes out as much as you use the energy that goes in. Does that make sense? So it's learning to work with energy in a completely different way by understanding how it moves. And as you do that, you'll be in balance because you'll know there's a time for me to be out and a time for me to be in. And my in time is fucking important. Because if my in time is fortifying, nutritive, and I get to integrate, when I'm in my out time, I can just receive. So you want to pull it in, receive, and then whoop, integrate. It's breathing. Everything needs to follow that. It can't just be this like driving 100 miles per hour all the time. That's not balance. And it doesn't give you any time to integrate at all. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like a lead brick on the gas and it's out of control. All right. And that's how most of us have learned how to do life, right? It's like just pedal to the metal, let's gut it. Like no time to stop. There's time to stop. There's time to completely stop. There's time to be quiet. There's time to be super loud. Like it's all there for you. And you are getting it. So, congratulations. I love it for you. All right. That was your polar bear. Woo. Guys, I'm so glad to be back. I'm going to be sad that I'm not back on Friday, but it's okay. It's just one Friday. Um, Thanks for being here this morning. You've been a lively crowd. I hope you all have an amazing week, amazing Monday. I have one announcement to make that I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to do or not, but I've had a few people ask me about one-on-one sessions. I'm not going to open up one-on-one sessions like I normally do, where it's like, I've got a couple this week, you can pop in. Instead, I have 3 spots, and this is actually helpful for me too. But I have 3 spots where we can work together either twice a month or 4 times a month. And if that is of interest to you, you will not find it on my website or anything. Send me a message. You can DM me on Instagram or send me an email, hello@sarahamala.com, and we can talk about it. I, at this time, have no nighttime spots. They're only like kind of midweek afternoon spots for this. But it would be if you want to work one-on-one with some consistency. So either twice a month or 4 times a month, so once a week. That is of interest to you. I have that available, but I'm only doing it with 3 people, and that's going to be it for one-on-ones for now. Okay, so that's the announcement. Other than that, I will see you next Monday. What day is it today? Today is the 9th, so it'll be the 16th. I'll see you on the 16th. Make sure you're subscribed to my mailing list. If there's any changes, I'll send out things that way. Just send me a DM or an email, Beth. I don't have anything posted about it, and I'm not going to post about it. So I'll send an email out probably about it, but that's it. I'm not going to post about it. So if that is of interest to you, you'll know. It'll feel good, and then we can talk about it. Okay? I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Ending. Bye, TikTok.